We're going to talk a little bit about some new technologies that we're using in the sheriff, police, and fire. And I'm going to introduce Commander Damian Nord to, where'd he go? Oh, Commander Damian Nord to talk about it a little bit.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, Commander Damian Nord. I'm in charge of the communications center here in Kern County Sheriff's Office.
Spell your name for us, please, sir.
D-A-M-I-A-N and Nord, N-O-R-D. So Text-911 is now available throughout the county. Service was deployed. It'll be deployed today at 10 o'clock. Text-911 can be the first contact option for individuals who are deaf and blind, hard of hearing, or those with speech impairments. Text-911 should only be used when a person can't safely make a voice call. For example, when someone must stay quiet to remain safe. For example, domestic violence, home invasions, situations of human trafficking, or possible suicidal individuals. To enter Text-to-911, you enter the numbers 911 in the to field on your phone in your text message. Text your exact location and type of emergency. Then send the message, promptly answer any questions, and follow instructions that are given to you by the dispatch centers. When you are texting, if you have to, use simple words. Do not use abbreviations, emojis, pictures, or slang. Do not text and drive. Texting 911 with a false report is a crime. If you accidentally send a text to 911, send another text or call 911 to let the dispatcher know that there is no emergency. Just some of the things that you need to know with this program. Emergency response may be lengthened due to the time it takes for a text to 911 to be typed and sent. Delivery speed is not guaranteed. Dispatchers prefer phone calls so they can get cues from background noise and voice inflections if you're unable to give us an address or where you are located. If you text 911, dispatchers will ask if they can call you. Location from a text 911 is not as accurate as when you make a phone call. So if you do text, be sure to text your exact location. A text or data plan is required to use Text to 911. Text to 911 will get a bounce back message if you are roaming. Text to 911 have a 160 character limit, can get out of order or may not be received, and there is no language translation service for Text to 911. So this is obviously a great opportunity for our community. It does give people who may have not been in a situation to use a phone to call our comm centers to use Text to 911. It is very discreet if they are in a situation where it is a home invasion or they are a victim of human trafficking or something to that effect. They are able to now just text. Our dispatchers will respond to them via text message and ask them questions, try to give them directions of what they can and can't do. So this is obviously a good thing for everyone. Real quick, I would like to introduce Fire to kind of talk to the component on the medical side of things.
Good morning. Michael Miller, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, Miller, M-I-L-L-E-R, Deputy Fire Chief with County Fire. This is a wonderful tool in a lot of instances. It is important when we're talking about the fire services role in this, that a phone call is a better way to do it. Simply said, when it comes to EMS and medical type calls, when you call us, we give you pre-arrival instructions. That's dialogue going back and forth, and oftentimes we need you to have your hands free, such as CPR. So the calling by phone is a more effective way for us to interact. It eliminates some of the delays that were talked about earlier and some of the potential for pieces of information to be lost. And the same holds true for vehicle accidents or fires. We inquire, we attempt to obtain additional information to ensure that we send the most appropriate response to the type of incident. That can be a little more difficult with utilizing text. But it's got its place. It's a tremendous benefit, especially for those with hearing impaired, so we look forward to it. We just really encourage everybody that when you have the option, the phone call is a better way to do it. Thank you.
If you guys have specific questions, we have some experts here that can probably answer your questions. Sorry, Dean.
Oh, no problem, sir. Any questions?
How long did this take to launch? How this planning process? Can you kind of take us through it briefly?
Do you understand? I can briefly explain. This was supposed to go live per the state years ago, approximately 4 to 5 years ago. There was no funding for it from the state aspect of things. So it has been a long time. It has been years in the making.
What's the cost for the county in implementing this? Is there any additional cost?
No, sir.
How does it work with the reverse 911 system?
Does it?
It does not.
Okay.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
does this work with the smart 911 system?
It doesn't.
Is this a standalone system?
Yes, sir. And go ahead.
I've read this, it's actually has been implemented many years ago, back in Virginia and some of the eastern states, and they have had really good response from people, you know. So how do you foresee the future of this system here in Kern County?
Well, like I said, there have been instances all over the country, and in this state with people who've already went live, where there have been people in a trunk of a car who have been kidnapped, but they had access to a phone. Instead of obviously calling and letting someone hear them say, you know, I need cops or whatever, they were able to text law enforcement. That alone is huge. There's been instances where we had someone who was a victim of human trafficking, who was the passenger in a car who was being brought here from somewhere else. They texted 911. They did have access to a phone. They obviously could not call because that, you know, there would have been consequences for that action. So this allows people, especially, you know, when it comes to the hearing impaired, they don't necessarily, they do have means now to call, but it is very cumbersome. This allows parts of the community that never had access to now use something that's very efficient for them.
So you said no translation, so English only?
Right now, yes.
And then where were we inspired to do this? Like, did we use someone else's technology to get us rolling, or is this all us? Or
This was mandated by the state of California.
When did this mandate come about?
In January of this year, we started our deployment last May.
Okay. January of this year it started, and we started our deployment in May. In May.
are there any plans in the works for texting Spanish that you know of, with the huge Spanish population we have here?
Translation services, I've been trying to find something, but there's not.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Say and spell your name, please.
Tammy Kimbrell, T-A-M-I, Kimbrell, K-I-M-B-R-E-L-L. I'm the Senior Dispatcher of the Communications Center and 911 Coordinator of the county. Regarding translation services, they've been trying to obtain translation services for quite a while. However, the technology just can't meet the languages. We're also trying to find a workaround for our county, but at this time it's only available in English.
Well, don't run away.
Yeah, they're not through yet.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that's most important that we really want to get across is we live in a texting environment, and we want to make sure that everyone understands that this is only for those people that need to text. It's not a means of communication for 911 or for our comm center. It is only for people that need to text for real reasons, and that we really want to get that across so that we don't tie the system up where we have somebody that texts and we can't respond to it. But that's what our fear is, that we get a text that we aren't able to respond to because we're overwhelmed with it. So I think that's extremely important. Yes.
When does this officially go into effect? Is that today or?
I think 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock today.
It's live.
Right now, it's live, right?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there going to be more people on the other end of the phones to get these?
There won't be additional staff. There will be staff there. Yes.
So they're going to load you up more than what you got?
Thanks for that, Chuck.
Please trust us. It's working now. You don't
You know,
need
you
to
should
test
just
it.
film, Chuck.
And just to add on to what the sheriff said and the way this program works, we only have so many sessions that we can have as far as text 911. So it is extremely important that people call. If you can call, please call. Do not text unless it is the absolute last resort, because we only have 4 sessions. So if we have 4 people who are texting into 911, that fills up our sessions for text to 911, and they will then get a bounce back message that it's unavailable. So again, it is just extremely important that this is a last resort for people.
So the session will last for as long as you're talking to that person. Now, once the session becomes dropped, then it opens that up for another person?
Yes, sir.
as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have 4 lines available?
Yes, sir.
Basically.
I mean, do you foresee opening up more sessions if you guys see like a high demand, or?
No, not right now.
How is this going to work with all the other systems that we already have in Bakersfield, like ShotSpotter and other things like that?
Chief's right here for ShotSpotter.
Well, I think what's most important with the texting 911 is location. People need to understand that the technology is not, and the GPS is not like it is with a regular cell phone call. So we need to get that exact location. That information needs to be put in. The other thing we need to remember is autofill, because there's only 160 characters, and you're texting and it autofills something, and that dispatcher has no idea what you're talking about because something autofilled. So we realize that we're talking about maybe somebody that's in the trunk of a car or human trafficking in these emergency types of situations, but they need to make sure that the information that they're sending across is information that we can take action on. So there's lots of things that we're still going to have to work out and things that we got to educate the public on. So when you're looking at exact location and you're talking about ShotSpotter puts us within 8 meters of where the shot was fired. So having this additional text 911 information makes it even more critical. Maybe they're texting in a suspect description that ShotSpotter didn't give us. So now we can put those two pieces of the puzzle together. So there's always ways to put things together and work with the technology. But I think we'll steal it from the real estate industry. Location, location, location is critical to us.
Can you ping a text message?
They would have to go through the cell phone providers and have the phone number be pinged that way. Also, just to add regarding text to 911, you can only send it to 911. You cannot add your mom or a relative, or it will not go through. So you can only send one message to text to 911.
Speaking of pending, you can pen drop a location through cell phones. Is text 911 capable of receiving that?
No, it's only going to give you what's called a phase 1 location, so the cell tower location in most times of receiving the text to 911. So that's why location is so important.
Anybody else? All right. Thanks for coming.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it. This is a very big thing for rollout in Kern County, and we appreciate everybody's help and everybody showing up. Thank you very much.